So the site that I'm using right here is investing.com. The reason I'm using this site is they have an economic calendar. That calendar is free, okay? And they can even sort by country, and you can even sort by whether it's highly volatile or what type of volatility is expected with the move. Tomorrow you have 3 events. The 2 biggest portions of CPI tomorrow are going to be core CPI. Core CPI is without food and energy, okay? They want to see that everything else is decreasing, okay? And so if you don't get 0.5 and you get higher, we might have a problem. But more importantly, anything over 8.7 on the year over year, we're going to have an issue. Okay, so if you're over 8.7 tomorrow, you're going to have an issue. You need to come in lower. Now, if you come in lower, okay, you could really see a rally in equities tomorrow because it confirms that we peaked. So you could see people put more money to work. I don't think we're going to see a low number and not rally. Now, I've stated that I'm leaning way more towards being on the buy side, but we're going to go through these. You're not breaking this level. You're just sitting right there. I'm not surprised that you're not breaking it. That's 416.80. You're going to want to remember that tomorrow and watch that, okay? I'm not surprised by that. You're right here on the trend line. You're right there. I mean, like you can't make it up how much you're right there, right? So you're going to have to watch things like this because tomorrow is going to be really interesting. But you have to watch that number at 8:30 if you're trading. You're below the 5. I kind of care I'm below the 5, but I've been below the 5 here and I've been below the 5 here. And if you notice the difference over the past 2 months, if you're below the 5, it's now a buying opportunity, where before, not so much, right? So things are shifting and we need to pay attention to those little minor shifts and go from there. IWM, this is the one that's still above. You're still hanging above that. This is the one that got above its trend line. When you come out of a recession, and we don't know if we're coming out or not. We won't know for a period of time. When you are coming out of recession, these move first. So if you see weakness tomorrow and you're looking to buy, the strongest index is this. I would look at TNA. I think there's a trade there. I would look at TNA on weakness and go from there. And if you're uncomfortable, if you're really uncomfortable, trade these kinds of names. Just trade 3X ETFs that are out there right now, okay? This is one from the newsletter we're still in. Some people may have just moved the stop up to get out, but either way, if you don't get the free version of the newsletter, it comes out 3 times a week. There's a link in the description. But I would focus on that. And I do want to finish with this chart because a lot of people really aren't getting this. And so if you go back and take a look at this trend line, and I hear this a lot, you can't chart the VIX. I'm going to just be blunt. If you're watching this channel, you can chart anything. Anything can be charted. So if you watch these levels, okay, and you go and correlate these April 4th, okay, January 4th, November 5th, you will see that you are on the highs. Okay? They are pointing out these highs in the market. So it's really important for you to kind of get that, okay, that they're lining up almost perfectly and that you're at it again. My hope, there I go again, hoping, was that we were going to break and that would see a rally in equities because you'd see a lot of like the CTA and the futures guys step into the market. So far, what I want to have happen has not, and now we're leaning this way going into equities tomorrow, hoping that we get the right number that we want to see. You know, we all have our expectations, but we just don't know until it comes out. Also, the fact that I've got 2 little wicks right here, and we know wicks are price rejection, gives me a little pause because that to me means that people are buying when you're under this and they're hedging, and you are on those 2 lines that we just talked about. You're right on that trend line and you're right on that resistance line. So I wish everybody well tomorrow. 8:30 live tomorrow morning. We will be live streaming it. So if you like this clip, click on the left to watch another one, or if you want to see the entire video, click on the right.